Nestled along the northern banks of the Sandusky River in Tiffin, Ohio, lies a neighborhood that time nearly forgot. Frost Village. A ribbon of historic homes, quiet streets, and stories etched into bricks and riverstone. Today, we're taking a journey into the heart of my favorite place in the city, recounting its storied history from the War of 1812 right up to today's boutique Airbnb stays, uncovering a tale of rival settlements, political drama, devastating floods, and the enduring power of preservation. In the early 1800s, the Sandusky River was not just a waterway. It was a boundary between ambition and uncertainty. On the east bank stood the emerging town of Tiffin, backed by political power and land speculation. Across the river rose a smaller but fiercely independent settlement called Oakley, which would soon become known as Frost Village. Its transformation began when a determined entrepreneur named William Frost purchased the land there after the War of 1812. Frost was not merely building homes. He was building a rival town. Long before there were boutiques or restored Italianate homes, there was the echo of muskets. During the War of 1812, an outpost known as Fort Ball stood guard on what would become Frost Parkway. A bronze figure called the Indian Maiden now marks this site, where a war-weary soldier, Erastus Bowie, first spotted a broad bend in the river in 1812. In 1817, Bowie returned to build the Pan Yan Tavern, anchoring the first settlement on the north bank of the Sandusky. Around it grew Oakley, a bustling early community alive with stagecoaches and travelers moving up and down what was then the main road called Fort Ball. Across the river on the south bank, Josiah Hedges, the grandfather of Anna Walker from our previous video, arrived in 1820 and plotted his own village. He named it Tiffin, after Edward Tiffin, Ohio's first governor and later U.S. Senator, a man who never actually set foot in the town that bore his name. Josiah then built the first flour mill in Tiffin in 1822. For decades, these two grew as rivals, split by the river yet bound by commerce and ambition. Every bridge and ferry crossing hummed with economic tension and competitive politics. In 1850, the rivalry culminated in a merger. Oakley and Tiffin combined to form the greater city of Tiffin, weaving Fort Ball into Tiffin's expanding story. The conflict between Frost Village and Tiffin was not fought with weapons, but with influence. Each side wanted to become the county seat, the commercial center, and the political heart of the region. Residents argued over bridges, trade routes, and government authority. At one point, tensions became so heated that local leaders nearly attempted to relocate official county records across the river in secret. This was more than civic competition. It was a battle for identity. By the 1840s, reality began to settle in like dust after a storm. Trade patterns, transportation needs, and political pressure made separation impractical. Frost Village was ultimately annexed into Tiffin, but it never lost its independent spirit. Even today, the neighborhood retains a distinct character, shaped by its defiant origins. Frost Village was not swallowed by history. It became woven into it. As the 19th century advanced, wealth and optimism built an architectural tapestry across Frost Village. Homes that told stories of families, industry, and evolving American style. One such landmark is a home at 24 Adams Street, built in 1856 as an elegant Italianate style. It stood through centuries of change and is now reborn as a boutique Airbnb suite known as the Italianate Cottage. Just next door at 25 Adams Street, An ornate Queen Anne house emerged in 1895. Originally built by master builder John King, this towering residence with its conical turrets and decorative shingles once housed a convalescence home, and later became one of Frost Village's first bed and breakfasts. Today, it's celebrated as a stay for travelers seeking historic charm. Before we get too deep into today's video, are you looking for a stay that feels like stepping into this very story? In Tiffin, Ohio's historic Frost Village district, you can do exactly that. These beautifully restored Airbnb homes blend timeless charm with modern comfort, placing you just steps from scenic river paths, downtown shops, and local dining. Wake up surrounded by history. Spend your day exploring a neighborhood filled with character, and unwind each evening in a space that feels warm, peaceful, and uniquely yours. Skip the ordinary hotel stay. Choose something unforgettable. For storytellers, atmosphere is everything. And in Tiffin, Ohio, the Frost Village district offers something increasingly rare. Authentic, preserved historic environments that feel untouched by modern sprawl. Tree-lined streets, period architecture, quiet river backdrops, interiors rich with original detail. Many Frost Village Airbnb properties double as ideal creative spaces, offering both comfortable lodging and visual compelling locations for photography, filming, and production work. For directors, location scouts, content creators, and artists, this is more than accommodation. It is a ready-made setting waiting for its next story. You can find a link to the area's current Airbnb rentals, many guest reviews, booking information, and amazing interior shots of some of the very houses from today's video down in the description box below. Now let's get back to the video. At 8 Adams Street, the Blair House was constructed in 1882 for banker and philanthropist James A. Blair, whose ventures reached far beyond Tiffin's Main Street. His home, in striking Second Empire style, later passed as the Feig family, now accommodates guests looking to sleep in history. Other distinguished structures like the duplex turned Queen Anne at 149 Frost Parkway and the Italianate Tennyson Flats at 105 and 107 Frost Parkway speak to the density and ambition of Frost Village's growth during the Victorian era. And then, of course, there is my longtime favorite, the Cini House, dominating the corner of Frost Parkway and Clay Street, built in 1896 for Anna Walker by her husband George Cini. Now a private residence that I was recently blessed with getting my first glimpse inside of by a viewer, making my childhood dream come true. And a second viewer reached out as the owner of handwritten letters penned by Judge Cini, which deepened the story and made my dreams all that much more real. In the spring of 1913, the Sandusky River turned from a placid heart of the town into a raging force. What's now known in regional history simply as the Great Flood of 1913 overwhelmed much of Ohio, and Tiffin was not spared. 19 residents lost their lives, and hundreds of families were displaced as the water surged through streets and neighborhoods. Entire homes were swept away, including the original Church of Christ Scientist building near Frost Parkway, the sacred space that had just opened earlier that year. After the waters receded, community resilience took over. The church was rebuilt on higher ground, and the structure was later repurposed by the Tiffin Women's Club. Proof of how disaster can seed renewal. Today it resides at the Deli Cafe at Frost Village, a charming eatery serving piled high sandwiches, plus deli salads, wraps, and breakfast options. Flood walls and widened channels reshaped the river's course in the years that followed after the flood. Many historic houses once sitting closer to the river were moved or elevated to protect them from future harm. As the 21st century unfolded, Frost Parkway entered a phase of not just preservation, but rediscovery and revitalization, thanks to the vision and investment of one local leader with deep roots in Tiffin's history, Andrew Kalnow. Cal now is a longtime Tiffin resident and entrepreneur best known as the chairman and CEO of National Machinery, one of the region's oldest and most enduring manufacturing firms. It's self-intertwined with the legacy of early community boosters like the Frost family. Beginning in the 2010s, Cal now shifted significant energy towards historic preservation and revitalization, focusing on both individual structures and the broader community fabric. In Frost Village, he took the lead in renovating and restoring multiple historic homes that line Frost Parkway and nearby streets, breathing new life into the 19th century residences by adapting them for modern hospitality and residential use. These efforts went well beyond mere cosmetic updates. They honored the original architecture, details like decorative woodwork, stained glass windows, and period-appropriate design elements, while ensuring these spaces remain functional and welcoming today. But Calnell's vision wasn't limited to just Frost Village homes. His influence reached into Tiffin's larger downtown area as well. In addition to restoring the residential properties, he purchased and undertook redevelopment of the historic East Tower, a monumental 1893 structure that originally served as Columbian High School and later East Junior High. Calnell's plan for East Tower is ambitious, restoring and repurposing the building with housing and commercial space that supports downtown vibrancy while preserving his historic character. The project has become a visible symbol of how heritage rehabilitation and contemporary use can coexist and contribute to community growth, and I'm watching and excited to see how the project develops in the future. Beyond bricks and mortar, Calnell's contributions include philanthropic and civic engagement efforts that have shaped community spaces and supported downtown life. Large-scale public amenities such as the Frost Calnell Amphitheater and East Green Urban Park, funded and envisioned through his leadership and collaboration with local partners, have transformed Tiffin's public realm, creating spaces for music, events, and communal gathering in the heart of the city that is the go-to destination for seasonal events and family gatherings. Through a blend of historical respect and forward-thinking investment, Andrew Calnell has helped reshape Frost Village from a collection of aging structures into one of Tiffin's most cherished and dynamic neighborhoods. A place where the stories of the past illuminate the possibilities of the future, which is exactly where The Secret Life of Roses blends into the tapestry by showcasing Tiffin, past and present, to a global audience that may have never heard of our city before this, and welcoming them into our story in new and fantastic ways that will slowly be revealing over the course of the next 5 years' worth of content that currently holds a budget value of just over $500,000. All starting right here on this very small YouTube channel. Everything starts small. It rarely ever stays that way, especially when I'm involved. So many of my own day-to-day stories and historical deep dives are set right here on this fantastic dream-infused ribbon that runs along the riverbank. For me, sitting on a bench under an old oak tree sipping on my coffee from bailiwicks is like being wrapped up in pure joy. My old soul that was very likely born 200 years too late finds itself torn between the modern era and the Victorian, as if part of me started all the way back then. When I read and recount of the histories of this ribbon, it's like sharing stories of people I once knew and somehow sorely miss. But sometimes, when I'm setting out here or walking quietly down the brick sidewalks, the wind seems to stop blowing. The sun dims just a little, and a scent hangs in the air like a faint wisp of perfume. The hair on my arm stands on end, and a feeling like an electric current makes my heart beat just one beat faster. But then it fades. That level of having a metaphysical connection with the land itself, to the river, to the ancient sycamore trees hidden throughout the city like sentinels, to the architectural marvels, the ghost of the people who came before me, reaching across time and memory, is so humbling that I can do nothing else but simply feel quiet inside, as if I really don't have the right to speak, and even if I did, no words would do it justice. It's an irritating reality that many places and events defies description, places that seem to demand silence, like a love affair you can never talk about. For a while after, you fumble for words, and in the end, you're just happy you were there, with your eyes open, and lived to see it. Ross Village isn't just a neighborhood. It's a living archive, where every brick whispers stories from frontier rivalry, resilient townsfolk, architectural ambition, and the quiet joy of rediscovery.